Okay, so today I have the privilege to have Glenn with me in a very not so formal conversation. You keep thinking this is really formal, but it's not. But we're here to talk to Glenn about his muscle up, his journey to the muscle up. I mean, we could talk to Glenn for quite a long time, but we're just gonna zoom in on his muscle up, which is basically an upper body exercise on the rings. So this is the ring muscle up, where you pull the chest to the rings and you then go over into a dip and then extend. This works the triceps, biceps, latissimus dorsi, pectorals, traps, rhomboids, the ultimate upper body exercise. And it also involves a lot of the joints, which is the mobility that most people didn't have. But Glenn's journey wasn't smooth running. He had a few obstacles. So Glenn, what made you want to even do the ring muscle up?
First of all, thanks for this opportunity, Jay. The muscle up is a very complex exercise. You have to be committed to it. That's the first thing. You have to really want it. I mean, I've seen hundreds of YouTube videos, and I'm like, I really want to do this thing. Jay mentioned just now that it is an upper body exercise. It is primarily an upper body exercise. It takes a lot of upper body strength. However, it is a full body exercise. You can't get up over the rings depending on shoulder strength and pecs and lats alone. If you don't engage your core, your glutes, holding your legs taut, keeping that hollow body position to get up, you have to engage everything in order to get up and over the rings. It's, as I said, a complex move because you start out from a dead hang. And I should clarify here that this was not a keeping muscle up that we're doing. There's no dependence on momentum or any sort of swing to get you over. It's a strict pull from a dead hand, and you bring your chest up to the bar and then transition over into a dip and then extend your body up. The most difficult part of the exercise is the transition. I mean, before we even got there though, Spry was able to help me to develop the flexibility and the joint space because we had to do a lot of...
Right, because you had some pain. I remember at one point, I think you were going to say, listen, this is enough.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
Because the shoulder was giving you pain.
Yeah.
And then I remember we spoke back to the physiotherapist at the time. Anna looked at it and I remember that morning so well. She examined and she said, we don't have substantial internal rotation in terms of joint angle. And we need to work on it because when you pull into the muscle up, the joint rotates internally. And if you don't have the space in the joint, you will get pain. So we worked back on that and then the pain went down.
Right, and this is where I think the Spry team is good because they have the physios on hand and they kind of break down the movements and analyze the weak points. And so we did a couple of sessions of rehab, we did prehab, we did the whole gamut. And I thought was,
Right, but was it at any point going through this arduous process of rehab or improving what the this is may not worth it, or should I just put the muscle up aside?
Oh, many times. It's so frustrating, which is why at the outset I said that you have to be committed to it. You really have to want it.
Right.
Because it may look simple enough, but there are a lot of little tweaks that you need to do. And it's a lot of small movements, but it takes so much effort. In other words, just moving the rings from here to here on the rings because the rings are unstable.
Right.
It requires a lot of engagement of muscles that you don't normally use.
So roughly how long did it take you, Glenn? I think one of the videos, it was November 2021.
The thing is, I can get into a muscle up easily enough from the top, but to go from a dead hang up, it just takes so much effort. You know, I can do it from the negative, which I think I still feel proud of myself. But from a dead hang, it's not. I'm not consistent with it.
No, but the fact is that you have achieved it.
I have, but I haven't. My goal really is to be able to crank out 5 muscle ups smoothly.
Well, that's another journey. But the fact that we can't take away from you that you have achieved the lift, which takes time. But what I want to go into quickly, Glenn, before we kind of wrap up is, what's your training history before you went into the muscle up? Because, I mean, did you just start to do the muscle up, or you had, how many years have you been training, and what type of training?
Oh
would
God,
you
I don't want to disclose my age.
Right. Well,
but I mean, I've been in the gym for over 30 years.
right.
You know?
And what's the difference?
And,
Okay. So
and then I've been in the gym, and I've done. I mean, the cardio endurance part of it I owe to my running club, Jam Damas Running Club. Big up Jam Damas.
Big up Jam
because
Damas.
having done 6 marathons,
Right.
full marathons,
Wow.
you basically feel you can do anything. So
Right.
I have the endurance.
Right.
I have some strength from the gym before,
Right.
but stringing it together
Right.
in the, you know,
Right.
yeah,
So what would you say is the fundamental difference between bodybuilding, the regular fitness training where you go, you pick up the weights, you do some bicep curls or some shoulder press? What's the difference between that and training for a ring muscle up?
Oh well, you see, I mean, I spoke about the endurance from running and the physical strength from being in the gym. However, the muscle up is an advanced calisthenic exercise, and having done the strength and the gym, I thought I'd venture into calisthenics.
Right.
And this is where a whole new ball game.
Right.
Small movements, a lot of effort, developing flexibility, mobility. And Spry was there for that.
Right. So, well, in terms of lifespan now, so we've been trying to link what types of exercise specifically cross over to lifespan, and we found that the muscle up, because you need grip strength. We find grip strength is a key indicator to certain traits for lifespan. So people who, as they age, they may get frail and they don't recover from a fall. We find that people with strong grip strength tend to then do well, not fall, or recover really well if they do. What's your thoughts on that?
Or just strong bones.
Or just strong
I think
bones?
strong bones come from, you know, lifting,
Right.
whether your weights or
Right.
your own body weight.
Right.
You know,
Right.
That's my take.
That's
on it.
your take.
I mean, you go do the research and the scientific studies. I won't venture into the
Right.
scientific because I haven't
You haven't
I've
read
done the study.
right? But would you encourage most people to try and go on the muscle up journey?
Absolutely.
Because
I
you
mean,
get so much in one move.
Yeah.
Like you're getting joint mobility, joint stability, and muscle strength in one move.
Absolutely. Totally,
Right.
totally encourage anybody to do it. But
Right.
as I said, it's not easy. You have to be committed to it. It's not
Absolutely.
going to happen overnight. But I would say even just start from a dead hang, whether on the rings or on a bar.
Right, just
trying,
hang.
trying to hold your body weight.
Right.
Get comfortable feeling your own body weight.
Right.
And
Right.
then you can start doing some pull-ups.
Right.
And then some dips.
Right.
I mean, we won't get into Russian dips.
Right.
but you know.
Right.
So that's how I'd encourage anybody to make a start.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn, thank you for sitting down with us and talking about the muscle up. We haven't yet had our first female at Spry to do a muscle up, so I'm going to throw it out here. We've seen a few of the ladies on their journey, and I think we want to see one of the ladies who are quite capable to come through on this muscle up. We're waiting for it.
Oh yeah, it's just a matter of
Right.
being dedicated to it, you know, and anybody at any age can do it.
Right, at any age, because I think Glenn is in the 0.1% of the population that can do this lift. It's quite unique, but it's worth it.
That's Jay's statistic. I don't know about that.
All right, thanks guys.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and do ask any questions that you may think you needed some information on, and we'll try and get back to you on that. Thank you, Glenn.